All right, now we're going to bring in Dr. Jayne Morgan. Dr. Morgan, thank you so much for your time. Obviously, this is breaking news.
Thank you.
We're all kind of reacting to this. What was your reaction as a physician?
And so, an incidental diagnosis, which is what this appears to be, meaning that the cancer was discovered when treating something else. Actually, the recovery for incidental diagnoses generally is quite good because that means that those types of cancers were caught before they were symptomatic. So, presumably at a very early stage. Of course, we do not know what type of abdominal surgery she had, and sometimes people outside of the medical establishment use abdominal to mean any number of things, including pelvic surgery, which is how we would term it from a medical perspective. So I don't know if there's something involving her uterus and her ovaries, and she is including that in abdominal surgery. Generally, when we think of abdominal surgery, we're thinking of the stomach, the pancreas, the liver, the intestines, even sometimes the kidneys that sit sort of behind that area. But again, oftentimes people outside of medicine say abdominal, even to include the reproductive organs as well.
You know, and doctor, something that really stood out to me, also to my producers, she says she is undergoing preventative chemotherapy. As someone who is currently undergoing chemotherapy, I'm wondering, does that likely mean the cancer appears to have been removed during surgery, and then her physicians are likely having her undergo chemotherapy to try to ensure that it does not return?
It was an interesting terminology,
Yeah.
and I think you're absolutely correct in that the mass was removed, but the chemotherapy is to maybe ensure that there's not a spread of cells to other areas of her body, including lymph nodes. Again, presumably, if this were an incidental finding of which she was asymptomatic, meaning she had no symptoms at all, and it was just discovered while she was there for something else, generally that has a good prognosis because it was caught very, very early. What we don't know is why she went in for surgery, and she seems to imply that there was an issue, and she had a fairly large surgery, and perhaps they were hoping that it would not be cancer and discovered indeed it was. So that's also another scenario because this abdominal surgery is also secretive, but she did seem to imply that it was quite a big surgery. So there was something that was concerning.
And Dr. Morgan, I think it's important just to kind of explain some of the basics of cancer treatment, because I think unless you've gone through it, you're going through it, or you have a loved one, we sometimes can hear these words and not necessarily know exactly what they mean. You know, so a lot of times people get chemotherapy confused with radiation. They're two very different things.
Right.
Just kind of talk
That's right.
about, you know, the process, what chemotherapy treatment and infusions really are.
And chemotherapy treatments generally are the types of infusions and medical treatments, they are considered medical treatments that target generally broad areas of cancer cells throughout your body. And the point is to not only kill the cancer cells, but to also prevent spread to other areas of your body, including other organs. That being said, we also don't know from Kate's very minimal disclosure with regard to whether or not what was discovered was part of something else that's elsewhere in her body, and the chemo may be targeting that. We just aren't sure. We know it's involving the abdominal area, which is a little bit of a vague term again, that people use outside of medicine to mean any number of things. And so we'll just have to wait and see if they disclose anything further. But chemotherapy is directed at the cancer cells and the cancer itself.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.